There was a headline that said, I saw somewhere, that Lindsey Graham would like to keep troops in that part of the world forever. Obviously, there's a concern about withdrawing prematurely from places like Iraq and Afghanistan, but what would President Lindsey Graham do with troops on the ground in trying to battle these monsters?
Well, I'd put more American troops into the mix in Iraq to upgrade the Iraqi security forces that have collapsed. We have capability they don't, Mike. Around 10,000 is what we need. We have 3,500. But if you had 10,000, you'd have a training component at the battalion level to keep these battalions more military ready and willing to fight. A couple of aviation battalions to give us a military edge over ISIL. We should have left 10,000. I think that's about the right number according to Jack King. Here's what I would do as president. I would keep troops in Afghanistan to make sure we don't lose our gains. It's not the day we withdraw from these countries that matters. It's what we leave behind. And I'd have a conditions-based withdrawal policy. If conditions warranted withdrawal, sound military advice was given saying, President Graham, we can now withdraw our forces. We're good to go. I would do it. But I'd listen to my military commanders. I believe we're in a generational struggle. And you got to do more than just kill terrorists. You have to build up their armies, their institutions, to keep us safe here at home. So this is a long fight, and I'd be in it for the long haul.
Senator, yesterday, Congressman Pete King tweeted a message out about the NSA Senate vote. He said, today's Senate NSA vote is a victory for America, for freedom over ignorance, and defeat for ISIS, Edward Snowden, and Rand Paul. I mean, my goodness, can you help me understand why a congressman would have such a vicious attack against a congressional colleague?
Well, all I can say is that the NSA program is designed to pick up 9/11s in the making. And what we've tried to do is make sure that if a terrorist that we know about overseas is calling or coming to the country, that we pick it up before it's too late. Nobody's listening to a phone call. You can't do that without a warrant. So keeping the data in the hands of the phone companies is going to make it more likely somebody can look at your content, not less. And I think it makes it harder to retrieve the information you're looking for. But having said that, the bill passed. It's better than letting it expire. We need the roving wiretaps. We need the lone wolf provision. I just want to say this, just put in perspective where I'm coming from. I don't think radical Islam can be contained, appeased, or compromised with. I don't think you can have peaceful coexistence with radical Islam. You have to, over time, degrade and destroy it, and our strategy will not work. That means you got to partner with people in the region to degrade and destroy radical Islam because it presents a threat to our homeland, and Obama's policies are failing.
This is the kind of stuff you say that resonates with so many of us. Ira Strauss, who's a foreign policy analyst, he's the director of Democracy International. He's a Fulbright professor of international relations. He wrote a piece this week at National Review called Why America Needs Lindsey Graham. Ira Strauss maintains that you have the basics. You have the gravitas. You would fight to win. You've constantly spoken out eloquently about the problem that we have with ISIS, the challenges we face with Islamic terrorists. I mean, it really does boil down to this. If Americans are serious about understanding that terrorism poses such a risk to us, I think they'd be serious about Lindsey Graham. But perhaps not enough Americans believe that Islamic extremists pose such a threat to us.